It's looking good. Stick around.
I'm a one. I'm a one. I'm a 1 to 1. I could never be you. Low me tools, no I can't be fooled. Low me tools, no I hate these dudes. I'm a 1 to 1. I could never be you. Anything you could do, I could do better. I can do better than you. Anything you could do, I can do better. I can do better than you. Drop my first single, let go, he rap. You thought it was a drought, that's cap. I get the front and I get the back. Lil Uzi the facts, like that's a rack. Bought some new boots just to wear them out. Bought a new Beamer, I run it to the ground. I used to say nothing, I bet they hear me now. Handle my business, no need to hear me out. Talking too much, say less. If it's less than a check, say less.
What's up, guys? Bryan here. Thanks for tuning in today. So I did it. I redid the vinyl, and this time it came out phenomenal. I could not be happier with it. You know, the last time I did it, I went with the matte gray. It was like the Nardo gray or whatever, and it just didn't have that wow factor. It didn't have that pop. And this time, it has more than enough pop. It is going to turn every head when I go down the road. I had previously gone with the VViViD vinyl, and you know, it was a lot thicker than the second round. The second round I ended up going with Avery Dennison. And the Avery Dennison was a lot easier to work with. I actually posted a picture of it the other day on Facebook and had a couple comments of people actually asking me to do a video over doing the vinyl wrap. If you want to do just the stripes, I have a video over that, and you can actually watch it. I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner for you. If you have a nice base coat and want to do the stripes, that's a lot easier than actually doing a complete 100% wrap like I did. Now, there are a few ways to actually make it a little bit easier. I broke it up into multiple pieces with the stripes, and I did what they call butt joints, and I'm actually going to show you how to do one of those a little bit later. Now, I went with the gloss dark gray Avery Dennison, and I used about a 5x7 sheet, which equals, I think it was about $70. And I went with the bright gloss yellow, which was a 3M, and I went with, I think it was about 9 foot by 1 foot of it, and 9 foot by 1 foot of the matte black, which was also a 3M. Now, this is actually a really good way to save a little bit of money, and if you don't like it, you can always pull it off, and underneath there's always your paint. You know, so it's something that is not permanent. You know, it's supposed to last, I think, 5 to 7 years, but it's not going to damage the paint, anything underneath of it. Now, to be 100% honest, guys, this is a pain in the ass to do. It's not necessarily for everybody, and there is a reason that people charge money for it and are professionals to do it. As far as doing the fenders, that's not really that hard. They're pretty flat surfaces, but when you get into the tank and on the sides of the tank and the front of the tank, that's where it gets difficult. That's where you end up getting what they call fingering, and the vinyl wants to bunch up there. Now, you can heat it up and you can stretch it out, but vinyl has memory, and when you heat it back up, it actually wants to stretch back into place. And I'm actually going to show you a little bit of that as well a little bit later. Now, there are a lot of different products that you can use when you're doing this that are going to help out a lot. They have seal-it tape, which is going to run around the edges, especially in things like your wheel wells, places that see water, and it's going to keep things from actually getting up underneath the vinyl and causing it to peel away. Now, they also make a seal-it pen, but honestly, it's a pain in the ass to use. It sucks. It comes with a chisel tip that doesn't really spread it that well, but the worst part about it is it actually works. If you can get that, you know, stuff to spread out pretty decently even, it actually will keep it from peeling back, and it's actually a really good product. It's just the application of it sucks. You're gonna need, you know, razors, nice sharp razors, a squeegee with a felt tip, something that's not gonna damage it as you're actually trying to apply the vinyl. A heat gun is gonna be a really good friend for you. The 3M knifeless tape, that's another thing that I'm actually gonna show you how to use a little bit later. Now, I'm gonna leave links to everything that I talk about in the description below, so if you're wanting to do this, check it out. It will save you money over paint, but there's a lot of things to it, and you want to take your time and you want to do it right, especially the prep work. You want to make sure that you actually get in there, have a nice clean surface, no kind of grease, gas, anything like that that's going to mess with the adhesion of this vinyl to the actual material that you're, wrapping. Now, personally, I like the 3M and the Avery Dennison. They were a lot easier to work with. They seem a lot thinner. They lay down a lot nicer. Now, vinyl is actually pretty durable. You don't have to necessarily be afraid of it. You can actually take it, if you mess up, pull it up, re-stick it down, and you can work with it quite a bit. And I'm actually going to show you just a little about how durable this stuff is. This is the VViViD. I actually had some of it left over. And I'm going to show you, you can actually take it, crumble it up, and just pull it right back apart. And now it is wrinkled up, but the best thing about this stuff is, like I said, it has a memory to it. So you take it and you add a little bit of heat to it from a heat gun, and it's going to go right back to the way it was. So you can see now it's actually pretty wrinkled up, but take a little bit of heat, add it to it, and you can watch those wrinkles just disappear to where that vinyl is right back to perfect. So you don't necessarily have to be afraid of it. And like I said, you can put it down, peel it back up, put it down, peel it back up. Now you do want to make sure that you have a nice clean surface. Otherwise you are going to pick up contaminants from, whatever it is. And you want to make sure that you have, the oil from your hands aren't getting into it. So you want to have clean hands. And you want to make sure just overall that you keep dust, lint, anything like that from getting underneath of it, because it will actually magnify. When you have it actually laid out and everything like that, you will see little bumps underneath the vinyl really bad. So, and you can see that this actually, it doesn't have much stretch to it, but you add a little bit of heat to it, and you can see you can stretch it right out. Now, once again, add the heat back to it. And it goes right back to normal. So you don't have to necessarily be afraid of the stuff. It is actually pretty easy to work with if you're doing a nice flat surface. Like I said, the worst part is the tank. And if you can break it into multiple pieces, it does make it a lot easier. Now the VViViD was not my favorite vinyl to work with. The Avery Dennison, like I said, was a lot easier. And I'm going to show you just a little bit about the butt joint really quick. Now from here, I'm actually going to show you a butt joint, and that's where you have two pieces of vinyl that line right up next to each other. And we're going to be using the 3M knifeless tape to actually cut it for us. And I'm going to show you a really quick tip and trick to kind of just get a nice clean one. Now, personally, when I did this, I've got a vinyl plotter, which I was able to actually cut out 1/4-inch lines and just lay them down that way. Now to do this, you're actually going to have to do like I did previously in my old video, where I laid down the actual knifeless tape in the spots where I was going to have the stripes, and then actually pulled it. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner for you to check out that video if you want to do it that way. If you've got a nice already good paint job for a base coat, that's going to be a lot easier than actually wrapping the tank, like I said. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you just a really quick way to do a butt joint. And you can do this curved, you can do it straight, you can do it however you want. But I'm going to show you curved because if you can do it curved, you can actually do it straight. And what you're going to do is you're going to start off and you're going to leave about 6 inches of line off anyways. And then you're just going to run that knifeless tape however you want it. And then you're going to run another one right up next to it. That may be just a little close. Let's pull it off and do just a little bit wider. And then from there, you're going to take your vinyl and you're going to lay the top piece down. Actually, let's like this. Let's do it right over that curve. Now, when you do this and you're actually laying down your vinyl, you want to apply pretty decent pressure to it. And that's why you want to make sure that you have one of these felt pads so that you're not going to actually scratch it or anything like that. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the bottom line, because this top line is going to be where the actual butt joint is going to be. Now, like I said, you're going to leave that 6 inches so that you can actually take that line, pull it back, and expose that filament in the center. Now, from there, you're going to and you're going to do it really quick. You're going to pull up on that line, and then that's going to pull the bottom piece away, and that's just going to be your excess from that butt joint. And then you can actually pull that tape away as well. Lay that vinyl back down. And then you're going to take your second piece of vinyl, come back in over the top of it, squeegee that down, and now when you pull this piece here, that filament is actually going to cut through both pieces of vinyl. Now, it's not necessary, but one thing I like to do is give it just a little bit of help. So I want to take a razor blade, and I'm actually going to start just right where that filament is and cut. And that's just going to give it a little help, because I don't want that edge to mess up on me. So expose your center line. Pull it up to it, and then just one quick motion, pull it through. And then you can pull your top extra piece of vinyl off. And then you can come back in, pull your tape, and remove the other small piece of vinyl that's on the bottom side. Now, one thing you want to make sure is take your time doing this so that you're not stretching out that vinyl or ripping it like I just did. But you can peel it back. Peel off that extra vinyl real quick. And from there, you can just lay it right back down. And you've got a nice, perfect butt joint. So there we go, guys. A couple quick tips, tricks to help you out if you do decide to actually do this. Now, there is another guy who does actually do a YouTube channel over wraps, and his name is CK Wraps, and if you do decide to do this, I suggest you check out some of his videos. He's actually really good at what he does, and that is actually what I watched to end up tackling the job myself. Guys, be sure to like and share this video, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Scroll down, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so that you get notified to all my new videos. Next week, we're actually going to be doing the oil change, and that's going to finish this season of our mods, and we'll get out to riding more and doing a few more things like that. So be sure to be watching for all that in the future. Guys, other than that, we'll see you next time.